Hi guys, welcome to my podcast. My name is Nicole and I am the brains and the beauty behind Yarncraft by Nicole. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm also on Etsy and Ravelry, all under that handle. I am a pattern designer, pattern tester, and I also am a yarn ambassador for Wonderland Yarns. So today I wanted to start with you with this beautiful cowl. This is one of my designs. It's called Cats in the Coffee Cowl. That was the name of the mini set that I got from Wonderland Yarns, and I just thought it was a very apt name for this creation. It is a pretty simple pattern. It's beginner friendly, and it uses mini skeins as well as a full skein of yarn. So for mine, it kind of gradates from this really pretty tan color to orange to a raspberry color to burgundy to brown, but you could also do this with some leftovers, yarn scraps, or if you have your eye on a mini set, this is a great pattern to use for that as well. This is all worsted weight yarn, so that's a level 4 yarn. Pretty common, pretty easy to find. So if you like this pattern, it is called Cats in the Coffee Cowl, and you can find it on my Etsy or on my Ravelry shop. It is perfect for today because while it is brighter outside, it is a very cold day here in Michigan. So a big oversized cowl is perfect for running around and doing errands today. Okay guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and warn you that I have a lot of whips and finished objects this week, and you're not ready for how cute some of these are. I'm gonna start with one that I showed you last week. This is it's my only finished object that I can show you. I've done a lot of work on my brother-in-law's graduation blanket, but of course that's a surprise, so you can't see any of that. But guys, look at it. I finished my Skein Tones sweater. It is so cute. It is all this linen stitch with applied ribbing. It's a raglan style, and it came out so cute. Like, it's got a little bit of like a retro 70s vibe. Again, it reminds me of coffee, so I will probably take some pictures of me in this in a little coffee shop sometime this weekend. But I absolutely love it. I love the linen stitch, because it's really easy and graphic, and it gives you simple lines to follow, but it also has a good stretch and drape to it. So for this particular sweater, it's a raglan, so it increased on the edges and then it just went straight down, but because it's got a little bit of a give to it, it isn't super boxy. So I am very excited about this. I will plan on wearing this weekend, and you'll be able to see pictures of it on my Instagram. So this is my big finished object, and I'm very proud of it. I actually finished it this morning, so this is a very new finished object. The next thing I'm going to show you is one that I also showed you last week. This is my pattern test. Last week I told you that I was having some issues with the sizing because I was using a true worsted yarn and the pattern called for light worsted, but I frogged it, took it all out, and then I did a smaller size, and it fits a lot better. So this is how much I have of it so far, and I will be working on that this week. It's going to be a duster length cardigan, so it's going to hit probably right around my knee, and then we'll have lace detail on the tops of the sleeve. So this is going to be very cute. I will tell you that it kind of got pushed to the background because I was really excited about the Skein Tones sweater. So this will be coming back out, and I'll be doing some more work with it this week. The next one that I want to show you, I showed you the yarn for it last week that I got it spun, the Happiest Green, if you may recall, and it is coming along so cute. So let me pull it up here so I can show you. Look at it. Like, holy moly. I originally was going to use this color on just the border, but my husband actually asked me like how I was going to use this color, if I was going to throw some into the blanket itself, and that made me reconsider, and I'm so glad that I did. So this is a miniature version of a pattern called the Saltwater Afghan that TL Yarncrafts released, I think it was last year. and it's a really simple stitch. She called this a clawfoot stitch. It's a variation on a double crochet decrease, but she's got a tutorial on YouTube that if you search for TL Yarncraft's clawfoot stitch, you'll be able to see how she does it, and that's what I used for this pattern. So I just have rows and rows of this, and every 3 rows of repeat, I'm adding some of this yarn. This is the Malabrigo yarn, and it is such a pleasure to work with. It is coming along so cute, and I'm very happy with it. It also has a nice drape, nice feel to it, a nice squish, which I think will be perfect for baby girl. This next whip, which I think is the last one that I have to show you today, is one I'm actually, I've been kind of teasing it up for a little bit, and I have started filming a tutorial for how I designed this and how you can make one as well. It's not finished yet because the scarf is not finished yet, but it probably will be here in the next few weeks since it has now been officially started. Okay guys, are you ready? Let me make sure I'm not unraveling anything as I'm pulling this out. Dun, dun, dun. Guys, it's a little lightsaber scarf. Look at it. Like, look at it. I made a motif on graph paper for like how many black stitches, gray stitches, repeating along, and how many do I need for the blade. I talk about all of that in the tutorial video, and it's coming out so cute. The lightsaber colors are even prettier in person than they are on camera, and I've got a couple of more colors that I'm going to be adding to this. Originally, I was just going to do the colors that I had in one spot, but I might just keep making lightsabers until I run out of the yarn that I have. But it is coming along so well. And then this background color has a little bit of variation, looks like a galaxy, and I am absolutely loving this project. It's a lot of fun, and it's gonna be great. And because I'm working on it now, I will have it ready for May the 4th. Easy, done and done. The next thing I want to talk to you about is yarn love. So I haven't bought any new yarn except for lightsaber yarn, which you've just seen. I got some mini skeins and they are playing out perfectly. It actually takes very little yarn to make each of the lightsaber blades, which is why I'm probably just going to continue that motif until I run out of yarn. So I went through my stash for some yarn that I haven't used yet to show you some of the yarn that I love that I just don't quite have a plan for yet. So if you've got any ideas, leave me a comment. Tell me what you would make with this yarn. So the first one I have is a skein of yarn from Stitch Together Studios. Beautiful. And this, they call it a bubble base. It's kind of a thick, thin yarn with a lot of texture. And this yarn was dyed specifically for the yarn shop that I bought it from, Yarnify. This was a shop in Chicago. We have started, whenever me and my husband travel, to try to find a yarn shop in that place, a local yarn store, and then if we can find some locally made yarn, like, even better. So this one was dyed specifically for the shop. I have no idea what it wants to become, but it's beautiful. Part of me wants to use it as like a featured yarn and some sort of color work. It would make a really cute cowl. How many cowls do I need? I don't wear a ton of hats. Like, I don't know what it wants to be, but it's so pretty. And it's got like the colors of the Chicago flag, which is just absolutely perfect. So if you have any ideas for this, let me know what you would do with it. The next yarn that I have to show you, I talked about last week when I showed you this beautiful yarn that I got at Spun because it needed a home. This pretty primrose yarn, lavender with a little bit of speckles, and I was thinking that it might pair with this outrageous orange from, I believe, Hedgehog Fibers. Let me make sure that I'm telling you yes, Hedgehog Fibers. So this I bought at a local yarn store in Kansas City and absolutely loved. Wasn't sure what it was going to become, but I honestly think these will play well together with maybe some hot pink for a confetti DK pullover, which again uses linen stitch. It kind of speckles color throughout, but I think they would play together in a weird but good way. So those are some beautiful things from my stash that I'm thinking through some options for. And this last one is special for a lot of ways. So this is another sweater quantity, which is why the cake is so big. Sweater quantity of yarn from Stitch Together Studio. And this was actually dyed for the yarn store that I used to work at. We commissioned Stitch Together Studio, the same people that did this for another local yarn store, to custom dye a colorway for us. And it's so pretty. It's a worsted weight wool, and I have a lot of it, and I don't know what it wants to become, but it needs to become something, and I think something soon. I've thought about using it in like a pullover sweater and like mixing it in with maybe some black or some dark purple. I also thought it might become like a little drawstring bag. I just haven't decided what it wants to be yet, and it's beautiful, and it's staring at me every day from my stash. I don't know what it wants to become yet. So if you have any ideas for any of these, let me know in the comments. I also told you last week that I would show you this beautiful furls hook that inspired my love of furls. And I have her here. There she is. Like I said, yeah, white handle, and then like a rose gold hook. Got a good weight, and it's like crocheting with jewelry, and I absolutely love it. It's a size H hook, which I use a lot. I actually used it when I made my skein tone sweater. This beautiful sweater right here, I'm using it as I'm making the baby blanket that I showed you earlier. It's the perfect size for either a light worsted or a DK weight yarn, and I absolutely love it. It's a great hook. And then this is the one that I showed you last week, the one that looks like an Oreo. And then this is the other one that I had that I used for my temperature blanket. Kind of looks like a swirl of galaxy, and it's great. I love these hooks. I think that treating myself to a furls hook is going to become my new way of celebrating either some Etsy sales or doing a new pattern or something like that. Absolutely love those hooks. They are fantastic. And guys, that about wraps up my yarn adventures this week. So I'm going to leave you this week with what I can't let go of. And this week what I can't let go of is how amazing the Netflix Marvel Daredevil series is. My husband and I just rewatched all of it before it left Netflix, and it is so good. Like, it's just the perfect blend of like law shows that I love to watch and superheroes, and it's a little gritty, and I absolutely love that show. It is amazing. They knocked it out of the park with that one. We are also big Marvel fans. We're big nerd fans, if you can't tell from the fact I'm making a lightsaber scarf. So we've enjoyed a lot of the new content that's come out of Disney Plus with some of the shows that they've done, and we're really looking forward to seeing Doctor Strange, the new Doctor Strange movie. And yeah, that's just what I can't let go of this week. I hope you all have a wonderful next week and get to enjoy some of the things that you love doing. I'll see you next time. Bye.